If you're very fair and you have a family history of skin cancer, melanoma, like if you have that history or you're worried about it, wear 100, wear 50, but you just know that you're not going to be 50 or 100 times more protected than you are if you wear a 30.
So all the cool girls are wearing a visor.
Yeah.
It's a new trend. I'm setting a trend right now.
Okay, good. Do it.
Yeah, you heard it from me first. This is Skin Talks, the podcast where we go deeper than skin, products, and trends and explore the conversations that actually matter in health, beauty, wellness, and confidence.
We're a mother-daughter duo and the founders of boutique Skin Envie. After years inside the industry, we've learned that health is never just about what you use. It's about everything you digest, how you think, how you live, what you eat, how you move, what you put on your skin, and how you feel in your own body.
If you're looking for insight, honesty, and a fresh perspective on the future of health, beauty, and wellness, you're in the right place.
Let's get into it.
Skin Talks podcast by Boutique Skin Envie, hosted by Beate and Natascha.
Welcome back to Skin Talks. Today's solo episode is going to be very interesting. It's going to be pretty product heavy, I think.
Yeah, we don't usually do product heavy.
No, but it's a time of the year. But besides that, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
How are you doing? It's been a hectic morning this morning. We had a couple of little hiccups coming in this morning.
Yeah. But I'm just happy that in Montreal, the weather is so much nicer.
It's so nice.
But yeah, no. So I think that I'm excited to talk about this subject today, specifically just saying that the weather's nicer. It's going to be all about sun care.
Yeah.
And I think that we get a lot of questions on our chat on BSE, like what's the right SPF to use? There's also like a lot of talk about, is SPF important? You know, there's always these people with these opinions, but we're going to come from what we think is the best for different skin types based off what we carry at BSE.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be, I think, pretty insightful.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that like, it's probably when we talk to our customer service team and in our virtual consultations, also in our Medi Spa, probably one of the number one questions we have is about SPF. Which one should I use? I have acne or I have pigment. Yeah. Is it better to use mineral, also known as physical, or is it better to use a chemical sunscreen? Is chemical safe? I hear there's hybrid. Like, is it broad spectrum important?
There's also a lot of like chemicals and like there was this whole debate about chemicals and is it good for you? So like,
because we automatically assume that chemical means bad, but it doesn't necessarily. No. So we're going to have a conversation all around this today. And again, we're not scientists. We are also not estheticians. But we've been in the business for a really long time. And I've done a lot of research and followed a lot of people to kind of understand sunscreens a little bit better, make it digestible for people. So hopefully today, that's what we're going to be helpful with. There's also a situation in Canada right now with Elta MD being on a long-term backorder. It's not 100% clear what it is, but I have an understanding that it's really labeling for Health Canada. So we don't know when it's going to be back, but we have such a strong Elta MD following that we wanted to be able to give you equivalents to what the UV Daily, the UV Clear, and the UV Physical, and also the Sport, so that people know where to go to if they're looking for that Elta MD sunscreen this summer, which is right now on back order across the country. So it kind of sucks, but that's the reality of what happens sometimes. It's always in the hands of Health Canada, which can be very complicated. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into it.
So basically, we'll start off quickly. I mean, we've spoken about this quite a bit, I think, on different episodes and also just like on socials, the difference between mineral. We can even talk about physical, even though it's mineral.
Well, it's mineral is known as physical. Like people see it as physicals because physical means like it's a physical block. Like
and mineral. Yeah, so you can dive into like the meaning. I know that you have some.
Yeah, I did a little bit of. Like I said, I listen to podcasts. I watch a lot of things on Instagram. There's this one woman in Montreal. I cannot remember her name right now, but she's a French woman. And she's kind of gone viral. She was on a couple of news stations and also, I believe, La Presse, if I'm not mistaken. But she talks a lot about sunscreen and she's a big advocate. And she really can't stand all this. What do you call that when somebody's got like they think that they say don't use sunscreen? It's sunscreen that causes cancer, not
Not the sun.
Yeah, not the sun. They say it's not the sun that causes it. It's the sunscreen.
Chemicals, yeah.
It's what do you call that when people something theory, conspiracy theory. That's it. And she's like demystifying the conspiracy theory. And so I listen to her a lot because she's controversial and she's French and she's very, very opinionated. I'll try to remember her name.
We love that.
After. No, I love it.
We love an opinionated person.
Because it just gives, she's very passionate about it. And she's a formulator. She's actually in R&D and a formulator. Okay, so let's talk about mineral sunscreens, or also known as physical. They are primary 2 ingredients that are active in mineral sunscreens are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So they sit on top of the skin and reflect UV away. So we always say they work like a mirror, right? Yeah. But what I learned this weekend, because I did a little bit more of a deep dive into it, is that the traditional mineral sits on top of chemical absorbs. So the traditional mineral sits on top
of your skin
as the mirror, and the chemical absorbs into the skin and then releases. The framing is a simplification. So in reality, the recent research shows that mineral filters also absorb some UV, which I did not know. So I'm standing corrected here. But they primarily work by scattering and reflecting light. So the theory is, yes, it reflects the light, but there is some absorption where I didn't know that there was any absorption at all.
Okay.
So the fun thing about mineral and physical sunscreens is that they're effective from the moment of application. You don't have to wait.
Yes. Whereas chemical, you have to wait like 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes, generally speaking. Yeah. So, and mineral sunscreens are better for sensitive skin, rosacea, melasma, pigment, post-procedure, kids, and pregnancy. And they often leave a slight white cast unless the formula has been well engineered or tinted. And, there's been a lot of improvements over the last decade, I would say, with mineral sunscreens and their textures. I mean, I think it's come a long way, because I can remember we talked about this before, Tash, where, I would put, when you were a little girl, mineral sunscreens on your face and you were almost purple, right? And it was brutal. It was brutal, but I mean...
And then it would seep into my eyes.
You can have that with any sunscreens, but I think that's how they started off. So the intention was to have that really good UVA, UVB mineral protection and reflection of light. But it was hard to manufacture, but they've come a long way. So we'll get into that more. The next one is chemical sunscreens, and I'm going to try to pronounce the ingredients because they're complicated.
But I think when you're looking at mineral, like you're looking at an inky list of a mineral sunscreen versus a chemical, like things to point out, mineral is going to be zinc oxide and titanium dioxide.
And you'll see it in the active ingredients at the top, and then underneath they'll have the complementary ingredients. But those two ingredients are the UV protection.
Exactly. Whereas when you look at a chemical sunscreen, it's going to say the following.
Yeah, which I'll try and pronounce because I've been practicing all morning. Avobenzone is one of them.
Yeah, I think it's the most popular one, actually.
Yeah. Octinoxate. You want to try one?
No.
Okay. Octisalate, octicrylene, and homosalate.
Yeah.
I did well, eh?
Yeah, that's good.
I wasn't going to butcher Those are the 4 primary chemical sunscreen ingredients, the active ingredients. So when you pick up something, like you said, off a shelf, those are the ones that you're going to look out for. So they absorb UV radiation and convert it into a small amount of heat that the skin releases. Mm-hmm. That's how chemical works. They need about 15 to 20 minutes to bind to the skin before sun exposure. They generally feel lighter, they blend more easier, and layer really well under makeup. And they're better tolerated by deeper skin tones because there's no white cast. So now we also have hybrid sunscreens, which I believe is probably going to be the future. It seems to be where the science is heading.
Well, a lot of Elta MD sunscreens are actually hybrid.
Yeah.
And I think more and more maybe body sunscreen are going to become more hybrid, because body is primarily chemical sunscreens.
With the exception of Da Vinci and Kula, they have some mineral, but in general it's tough.
But I think slowly it's becoming more, and also I think, it's slowly becoming more and more hybrid, specifically for body.
Yeah. But a lot of people on the body, what I find, what I hear about mostly, and it's happened to me too, is when you're using a chemical sunscreen on the body and you're like, in the old days when people would lie and really bake in the sun, the heat combined with the chemical on a lot of people creates a heat rash.
Every single year I get that heat rash.
But when you use a mineral body, it doesn't happen, right?
Never happens.
Even Alexa in the Many Spa, she says, I can't use that one. It gave me a skin rash. So if you're having a body skin rash, it could be because your body doesn't tolerate chemical as well. Because it converts it to heat and you're getting a heat rash from the heat.
I used to get heat rashes primarily on my chest. And then at one point I was starting getting them all over my bodies and my legs. So I stopped using chemical-based sunscreens, which I just loved. Like I love the Essiderm ones.
Yeah.
Now I started using Da Vinci. The only downfall of Da Vinci is that
it's thick.
It's a thick, and you apply it, you go swimming, you come out, you see it a little bit. But like at the end of the day,
who cares?
I'm like, at least I'm not getting burnt, Like I don't really.
I never burned with that on.
No.
And I've been on long bike rides and walks with it on.
And I find that it's actually, we'll get into the body eventually, but I find it sticks a little bit longer than a chemical does because.
Well, it sits on the surface, right?
Yeah.
More.
That's why you see it.
And the chemical absorbs into the body, which is why you don't feel it as much and it's more comfortable in the body. But let's get into hybrid sunscreens. Yeah. What hybrid means is they're combining both mineral/physical, and chemical filters in a single formula. They're designed to give you the protection benefits of both with better cosmetic finish. So they're more wearable, they're well tolerated, they're elegant in terms of feel and finish. And many of the modern medical and professional grade SPFs are hybrid formulations today. That's what we're seeing. Like for example, the brand new SkinCeuticals Clear Daily Soothing UV Defense SPF 50 is brand new. Like in the last 6 months, it's a beautiful example of a hybrid formulation.
Yeah, that's actually a very good SPF.
It is nice.
Very fluid.
I haven't used it, but I've tested it on my hand to see the texture. It is very, very nice. So my opinion, and you can, of course, Tash, share yours as well. Both mineral and chemical sunscreens are safe and effective when they're used as directed.
Yeah.
On the right skin type.
Yeah.
Hybrid formulations are where science is going. They give you the protection and elegance in one product. And, most importantly, the best SPF you can possibly wear is the one you actually wear every single day. If you hate the feel of it, you'll skip it. And that's the worst SPF, right? Because you're not going to wear it. You need to wear an SPF, and don't believe anybody that tells you that you don't need to. And I'll argue that inside and out.
Yeah.
Upside and down.
I definitely am somebody who's always going to stick to mineral, but that's just because of how my skin is.
Yeah. Well, we're going to learn more about, because you have melasma, we're going to share more. And I learned this also in studying for this over the weekend, what you should do for people that have melasma, what you should do for sunscreen.
Yeah. Before we get into that though.
I just want to talk about, go ahead.
I want to talk about what the number means.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about that because I think that's also I only learned that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to talk about that quickly because I think people have a lot of questions about what that is. And we hear it a lot where somebody sees they're like, yeah, but don't worry, I wear an SPF 100.
Yeah, but it's like an SPF 30 to a SPF 100.
So I have it here. SPF 15, it blocks 93% of UVA, UVB rays.
Yeah.
SPF 30 does 97, SPF 50 does 98, and SPF 100 does 99. So the jump between 15 to 30 is significant. It's 5%.
Yeah.
4%.
15
I can't do math.
I would never wear a 15.
No. And then, but then you're going from 15 to 100, from 30 to 100 is 2%. So it's not as significant. It's very small, the how much it's protecting. So it doesn't really, I don't really think after SPF 50 doesn't even really matter.
They say at minimum an SPF 30.
Yeah.
I would say if you're very fair and you have a family history of skin cancer, melanoma, if you have that history or you're
50.
worried about it, wear 100, wear 50, but you just know that you're not going to be 50 or 100 times more protected than you are if you wear a 30.
Yeah.
It's negligible.
And also to understand what the number means. So basically if you don't wear sunscreen, your skin is more likely to get burnt within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What SPF 30 means is that you are 30 times more longer protected. So that's like 300. Like if you go out with no sunscreen on 10 minutes, you're getting a burn. SPF 30 means that in 300 minutes, you're going to get a burn. So it's giving you 30 times more
protection.
Whereas if you were an SPF 50, it's going to be 500 minutes.
Yeah.
Realistically, you're supposed to apply every 2 hours because people sweat, you go swimming.
And it degrades.
Yes. So you ideally on every single SPF bottle, it says reapply after 2 hours. So
Yeah,
listen to the directions, but that's basically what the number means. After all the studies that have been put out, that's kind of what it means. 300 minutes is what? 4 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. But don't forget,
even if I put an SPF 30 on, if I put an SPF 30 on and I go for a walk on the beach, I won't go for a walk on the beach. First of all, I wear a hat, sunscreen, cover up, all of the stuff, but I will still apply my sunscreen before I need to because you're sweating, because I just don't want to take the chance.
But also a lot of people don't even apply enough. That's, I think, where in practice, the 300 minutes is not reliable because most people don't wear it enough. You're sweating, you're swimming. So you're going to lose some of it. So ideally you should be doing it every 2 hours as directed per every single brand and sunscreen product in the world.
Don't skip out that step. Just don't push to the limit. Just do it.
That's basically the meaning of it. Cause I know a lot of people don't really understand what it means and the timeline of it. But yes, so just for basic standards, every 2 hours you should be reapplying, and you should be using, they say 2 finger lengths of sunscreen on your face. Yeah. And that's going to be
thin finger lengths. You see it all over social media, the application amount is 2 full finger lengths. Yeah.
So I would say
it's a lot. It feels like a lot, but don't forget you're pulling it down your neck.
But it's half a teaspoon.
Probably, yeah.
I would say half, if you want to go really into it, I think half a teaspoon of SPF is the proper amount. That being said, when you're wearing tinted, it's I would go a quarter because it's at one point very thick.
Yeah, but you're pulling it down your neck, you're covering your ears. Yes. You need to cover your body properly. So really it's not. So I want to also talk about visible light and also UVA and UVB, what it means. We always say UVA, you need to have broad spectrum protection. Sunscreen. And most of them are today, whether you buy them in pharmacies or department stores, whatever it is. UVA is responsible for burns and browning the skin. UVB is responsible for aging, right? It ages the skin. And visible light triggers melasma, which I knew but didn't realize it in the right way. So visible light comes from the sun, indoor LED, your phone, your computer, and through your car window. So that's why we say every 2 hours, because if you're driving, I don't know if we talk about this a lot too. There's that one truck driver that had half his face was exposed to the sun. The other half, the right side of his face was inside the cab. So, but the difference in aging from one side to the next is quite amazing. Yeah. Iron oxides in tinted SPF are the only ingredient that blocks visible light, and which I also didn't know. So the clear SPF does not. So if you're pigment prone like you, Tash, you should always be wearing an SPF.
A tinted SPF.
And a tinted SPF like Alistin, the Hydrotint. Is that the one you use?
No.
Okay.
I know I use it, but I'm not using it right now. I use Color Science Flex.
Okay. Well, I'm using between Color Science Flex Medium and Alistin, and also Vivier's Tinted Mineral.
Yeah, I used to use
and
that
they all contain iron oxide, which is really good for pigment prone or melasma skin.
It's good. Also, evens out the skin tone, but it also on a deeper level, it's working on the actual melasma, which is great. So that's good to know.
It blocks out visible light, which comes from your phones. And let's face it, how much are we on our phones, computers, tablets?
Yeah, all day long.
It's everywhere, right? And also just the UVA rays.
In this studio, we're getting blasted by light right now.
Yeah, and another thing is always, even if it is not sunny outside, you should be still. This is summer, spring, fall, and winter. This is all year round. You need to be wearing your sunscreen.
There's not a day in my life that I don't wear SPF.
No, me either. Even when I don't leave the house, sometimes I still put it on in the morning. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Elta MD, the situation, which is a little bit unpleasant in Canada right now and took us a little bit by surprise, if we're honest. But we wanted to give the tips to if you're using, let's say, for example, the Elta MD UV Daily SPF 40. Our pick, we went back to a lot of the suppliers in Canada and said, this is the situation with Elta MD. And they came back and they helped us to find the equivalent product to that product with the most similar texture. So the one for Elta MD UV Daily, non-tinted, is the Tizo AM Replenish SPF 40 or the Color Science No Show Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50.
So that's like a nice silky fluid.
Yeah. And
texture.
That's for everyday anyone kind of thing. When you go into the clear, which we'll talk about after, that's more for sensitivity, acne prone skin.
Yeah.
Okay. So Elta MD UV Daily Tinted. So this is the same. And most people use the daily, non-tinted or tinted. The pick would be the Tizo AM Replenish Tinted SPF 40 or the Color Science Sun Forgettable Matte SPF 50. Okay.
And then what about the UV Clear SPF 46? This is really great for people who have acne and sensitivity.
It's like the holy grail, I swear. It's acne sensitivity.
Would be the SkinCeuticals Clear Daily Soothing UV Defense SPF 50. What a name.
Yeah,
this is great.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, this is the new launch that happened within the last 6 months. Yeah. It's a hybrid SPF with calming tripeptide and
visible. It's designed for sensitive and redness prone skin. It's also got a texture for acne prone skin.
And then also some other options are the Tizo Ultra Zinc Face and Body SPF 40 or the Color Science No Show Mineral SPF 50. I've been wanting to try this Color Science No Show. Like, I think that's a good one when I'm like going on a run.
Yeah, you got to try it because we got so you get used to your faves.
Yeah.
And
I've tried the new SkinCeuticals Clear. And I like it. I use that when I'm running.
Just on my hand, I use that. I use that when I'm texture.
Running, and I like the texture. Yeah. If you love the Clear Tinted, we would be the Tizo Ultra Zinc Face and Body SPF 40 Tinted or the Color Science Unforgettable Face Shield Flex SPF 50, which is our holy grail.
Which is available in like 6 shades now, right?
Yeah.
So no matter your Fitzpatrick, if you're very, very fair or very, very dark skinned, you can pick the right and you can mix them together. They're like a no makeup look. You give you like a beautiful foundation.
What I'm wearing today.
Yeah, you can completely do a cover up, which is good because you're melasma. So you're using the right product. If you loved Elta MD UV Physical Tinted SPF 41, our pick would be the Tizo 3 Facial Primer or the 2, which is the non-tinted version, or the Color Science Sun Forgettable Face Shield Flex. Again, available in the 6 colors. So physical tinted, I always recommended that for post-procedure.
Super sensitive, like redness?
Yeah, super sensitive, very, very hydrating texture, a little bit tinted, but nicely.
Yeah.
And
Now, one of my favorite products was the Elta MD UV Sport SPF 50, though that's a hybrid product. I'm pretty sure. Okay.
I think it's a chemical.
Is it?
I think it's a chemical.
I don't know. I used to use that also.
Have to check
my
it again.
memory is not great, but I feel like maybe it is a chemical.
It is chemical.
Really great product. Like
it's
this is great. This was a great product.
A lot of men love it for sports and golfing and
okay, but it's not available. So oopsies. Tizo Solar Protection Formula SPF 50 or the Color Science Sun Forgettable Sports Stick SPF 50. Yeah. Also really good. The sport, like a stick is also just really great. Like you just have to like reapply it. And like, I think that's kind of a product that you put on your high points of your face.
Anywhere where most exposed, even like your chest and stuff like that, because the chest is... Yeah, careful.
We don't really have a return date on when Elta MD is coming back, but don't wait. Regardless, you should try these options that we just suggested. We're going to be suggesting a lot. Like we said, this is going to be a product heavy episode. So take notes, but try different brands. They're all amazing.
They're amazing. You just have to find the right one. Like you have to know your skin type and your concern and find the right one for you where the texture is nice. But these ones that we've mentioned are really like top sellers. And I've actually noticed that Color Science and Tizo, the amount of orders we're getting for those products lately is really skyrocketing.
Tizo's always been
but it's going up. People are really popping off on it.
I used to watch mom brain. I used to use Tizo 3 all the time.
Yeah, I haven't really been a consistent user of that because I find, we're going to talk about aging skin after, but when you have aging skin, your skin gets drier as you get older, right? So you have to be careful what you put on it.
This one was
that
more
has
like,
a nice consistency.
from my memory, it's very much like a primer. Like the texture of it is as if you're, you know, like makeup primers or that like sort of like silicone-y sort of feeling.
Smooth.
That's how it felt when I
But
put
like
it on.
Alexa hates it.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the texture at all. She didn't like the UV, the SkinCeuticals Clear either. She's very, very,
interesting.
She likes the Bio 401 and she's acne prone sensitive. So we're going to give you guidelines.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go.
You have to try it out.
The first one the first kind of skin type, that we're going to talk about is the acne prone skin. So if you have acne prone skin, listen to our suggestions. Here, we would recommend the Tizo Ultra Zinc Face and Body Sunscreen, SPF 40, mineral oil-free, fragrance-free, our top Elta MD UV Clear Swap.
Yeah. So Color Science No Show Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50. It's really an invisible matte finish. It's mineral. It has a weightless feel, and the matte texture is gold for old and oily skin.
Yeah.
So it like absorbs the oil almost.
Another top product for us is the Color Science Sunforgettable Brush On Shield SPF 50. Powder formula means zero pore clogging, and it's how you reapply over makeup during the day. Like, it's such a good product. You just pull it out.
Yeah, in your car, keep it in your purse in the summer, and just every time you think of it, pull it out and tap it on the table. It sometimes takes a little bit to get going.
But it's
also,
great.
Proderm has an excellent powder. Da Vinci has an excellent powder.
Definitely get a powder though. Like,
yeah, but those powder wands, they're not uncommon. Eminence has them now. Proderm, Laboratoire, Dr. Renault, and Da Vinci have excellent ones. In addition to Color Science, this one I have tried. I've really liked this one, even though I don't have acne prone skin or sensitive skin. It's the Zeo Skin Health Sheer Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 50. It's lightweight, plays well with the rest of the Zeo acne routine. So if you're on a Zeo system, this is the sunscreen for you.
Envie Sheer SPF 45. I love their sheer products. So good. Pharmaceutical grade, Canadian made, lightweight, enough for breakout prone skin.
Yeah.
So good. Now, things that you want to stay away from when you have acne prone skin is anything that's heavy, oily, or fragranced. Heavy on the fragrance. Like, let's just not have that at all. Esthederm's Body Impulse Spray, for example, is a beautiful tanning enhancing cream, but not designed for acneic skin.
Yeah. So
it's a great product. I love.
And that's why, like, when you're following TikTok or you're following people on Instagram, you have to be really careful and cautious when you're choosing your products. While it might be great for them, it might be not great for you, you know? So some of the SPF hacks that we have as well is cleanse before you sweat or within 30 minutes after when you have acne prone skin. Look for the word non-comedogenic, not optional. Reapply the Color Science Brush On Shield and skip the toner and acid layering on the days you're outside for long periods of time. Less is more when SPF is your hero.
Yeah.
Let's talk about barrier repair, because if your skin is angry, reactive, or constantly breaking out, your barrier is likely screaming for help. A damaged barrier shows up as redness, tightness, sensitivity, or products that suddenly stop working. Alliston's Restorative Skin Complex is the product we reach for when skin needs a true reset. It uses patented Trihex technology to clear out old damaged collagen and help the skin rebuild stronger, healthier from the inside out. This isn't just about soothing, it's restorative. If your skin just isn't behaving, this is where we start. Use Skin Talks 15 at bskinenvie.ca. That is bskinenvie.ca for 15% off your first order.
Now we're going to go into pigment and melasma. This is my category.
And mine too, to a certain degree.
Color Science Environ Protection Face Shield, our absolute number one for pigment prone skin. Tinted mineral, blocks visible light with iron oxides.
Yeah.
I mean, anything Color Science at this point is just my hero.
Yeah. And the Alliston's Hydrotint also, I have to say, is excellent. It has the tint in it. But it's hydrating. So you have to be like, if you're acne prone with Alliston's Hydrotint, I would move more towards the Silk Shield.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just a side note. So Color Science Sunforgettable Face Shield Flex SPF 50. The Flex versions has 6 shades for better blending across all skin tones.
We're going to probably mention that product in, I think, every single one of these categories. It's like really the hero of it all. Color Science Even Up SPF 50. Pigment correction built into the SPF itself. A double duty a double duty product for active pigment treatment.
Have you ever tried the Even Up?
No.
So if my memory serves
two
me
options.
right, it's one that has a little bit of a green color in it.
There's two Even Up. There's two Evens. There's an Even and an Even Up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say it. We're going to have to do some research on that and come back to you. But one of them has green in it, and green counteracts color. So reds, especially browns, and it helps to camouflage. So you can also layer with that.
I'm going to try this product.
Yeah, I tried it a while ago, but I know there's been so much development on this in this brand, especially since the last couple of years they went so viral. They grew so much. Okay, so Tizo 3. Facial primer, sunscreen, SPF 40. It's tinted, mineral, beautiful primer finish under makeup, which is what we said before.
Yeah. So good. Then SkinCeuticals Physical Fusion UV Defense SPF 50. This is a universal tint with iron oxide. The clinical pairing with the discoloration defense protocol is amazing.
Yes, if you have that, yeah,
but this
for
is
sure.
a really great, like if you're somebody who doesn't like a thicker texture, like I have to say Color Science is, for me, it's like my number one, but it is a little bit of a thicker consistency. The Physical Fusion from SkinCeuticals is very fluid, like very fluid, and it's nice.
You got to shake
light.
it, and there's like a little ball in it that shakes up.
But I think that people like that it's light.
It's light and it gives you that dewy finish. You know, the super dewy finish. You either love it or you don't. It's just my experience. And then going back to the powders, Zeo Skin Health has the sunscreen and powder broad spectrum SPF 45, which is a tinted powder, comes in 3 different shades, and it's self-correcting for daytime touch-ups. Another amazing powder that you can just keep in your bag.
So things you want to leave behind when you're dealing with pigment and melasma is any clear untinted SPF if you're actively treating melasma. We will say it until people stop asking why their pigment isn't fading. Clear SPF does not block visible light.
Yeah, which is new for me. I didn't ever I learned that.
Anything that promotes pigment activation, not for active melasma. And then our top pigment SPF hacks.
So tinted mineral sunscreen every morning, set a phone alarm if you have to, but make sure you don't forget. Reapply every 2 hours when you're outside, even on cloudy days, and even when you're in your car and the window's closed. Wear a hat, wear sunglasses, sit in the shade. SPF plus physical barriers equal real protection.
Yeah, I wore a hat every single day last summer, and I saw a significant difference in my melasma flare-ups. Like, and just I really did. Just the Dilla Heart visor.
Oh, it's awesome.
So chic.
I know. We can hardly get them in stock right now.
Visors are, thank God I have 2 colors. Visors are just coming back, and
and the shape of this one is really nice.
It's just chic. I look like a chic little lady. I love it.
Yeah. And they have some new colors. They have like an indigo and onyx. No, onyx is the black, but they have an indigo and they have a brown one that's really, really, they're going to be back in stock in the next 2 weeks. So we're loading up our inventory again. So when you have melasma, also think about things that are heat provoking. So if you're like a chef in a kitchen, have a fan on, like do things so your skin doesn't heat up, because that really does activate melasma and pigment. So let's talk about now sensitive, reactive, and rosacea-prone skin.
Yes. So the brand new SkinCeuticals Clear Daily Soothing UV Defense SPF 50 is a hybrid SPF, like we said, with calming tripeptide technology, specifically formulated to calm skin, reduce visible redness, and protect against UV-induced inflammation. It's very lightweight, non-greasy texture. This is the launch we've been waiting for. We love it. Like I said, I used to use this when I'm running, and I just find it sticks very well to my skin when I'm sweating.
Mm-hmm. I find that one's really good when it's acne prone as well, because of the texture. Then we also have the SkinCeuticals, which has been around for a long time. The Sheer Physical Defense SPF 50, which is also an all mineral option for the strictest sensitive skin or post-procedure use. So actually could be a very good alternative for the Elta MD Physical SPF 41.
Yeah.
That one could be a good alternative as well.
Da Vinci Sunbrella Mineral Sunscreen Cream. This is a great brand as well. It's Canadian made, pure mineral, no chemical filters, no fragrance, heavy on the no fragrance, no irritants. The Sunbrella line is built for sensitive skin.
And what I really like about Da Vinci, and I just have to call out on this company, is not only is their product manufactured in Quebec, but so is all of their packaging. So if you're somebody who really wants to promote Canadian made or Quebec made products, it's even their bottles and their tubes and everything's made in Quebec. We love that, yeah. So Tiza Ultra Zinc Face and Body Sunscreen SPF 40, non-tinted, fragrance-free, pure mineral, dermatologist loved for rosacea. It's good to know.
And also the teaser solar protection formula SPF 50. It's gentle, mineral, body and face friendly. Good to know.
The Color Science Unforgettable Brush on Shield. Again, powder format means zero chemical contact, magic for rosacea flares.
We haven't even spoken about Eyes Clinical, but the Eclipse SPF 50 plus.
Very popular, actually, Tash. It's more than you think.
And
like it's starting
they have
to
some tinted versions, but this one is the non-tinted. It's lightweight, broad spectrum, tolerated by even the most reactive skin, often recommended in derm clinics. So that's very good to know. It's a really good product. Beautiful packaging.
And another one we haven't talked about yet today is from Eminence. Eminence has the powder sunscreens. Well, we did mention that before, but they have the Lilikoi. It's always hard for me to pronounce that word. The Eminence Lilikoi Mineral Defense SPF 33. It's plant-based mineral, beautifully gentle for the listener who wants natural and effective. But I do have to warn you that it's thick. So when you have a very thick
This is a newer one of their newer products?
Even their newer ones. If you're using a sunscreen where you take it out of the tube and it's very thick, like the Da Vinci, rub it in your hands.
Yeah, pre-rub.
Take it and rub it and heat it up because that also sometimes activates it just to be a little bit more liquid. I've used this product before. It's amazing, but you have to know that it's a little bit thick, I find.
Yeah. So
if you don't mind that.
Things you want to leave behind when you have sensitive, reactive, rosacea type skins is heavily fragrant sunscreens and sprays. The propellant and the alcohol can trigger reactions.
Yes.
Important to note.
Not only that, when you spray something on your skin, you're losing a lot of product at the same time. Like if you have a little bit of wind and you're applying it on the beach, like you're just spraying. I remember going through a spray can in like 3 days. It was gone.
Yeah. No.
It's not ideal.
No. And then some of our hacks that we recommend, is patch tests for 7 days behind the ear or on the jawline before committing to a product. Patch testing is always very important.
Especially if you're super sensitive.
Yeah. Apply over a barrier cream if your skin is in a flare.
Yeah, like put something thick beforehand.
So it's like a protection.
Yeah.
And then zinc oxide is your friend. Look for it on the label.
Take it or leave it when it comes to mature and aging skin. So I can speak to this. I love the Alistin. Personally, I go back to the Hydrotint. It's very moisturizing. It doesn't sit in the fine lines and wrinkles, and it does a nice universal, it helps. It just gives you like a universal glow with a little bit of tint. So if you're putting a foundation or a color on top or a powder on top, it sits really nicely on the skin.
Yeah, it's a beautiful product.
So some of the faves are Color Science Unforgettable Face Shield Glow SPF 50.
This has a little bit of an iridescent finish to it. So I think that some women with more mature skin like that.
Yeah, it gives a nice healthy finish and it feels like perfection on the skin.
Also within Color Science is the Tint de Soleil SPF 30. It's hydrating, tinted, daily wearable, like a BB cream with sun protection.
Right, which is BB creams are super popular. We haven't talked about that in a while, but yeah, one's
that
like
used to be a
it was
hot
a thing.
topic.
BB creams, CC creams, but BB creams, this is like your sunscreen BB cream.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Zeo Skin Health Daily Sheer Broad Spectrum SPF 50, hydrating, lightweight, anti-aging friendly, pairs beautifully with the Zeo anti-aging routine.
And when you're using anything from Zeo Skin Health in terms of aging, oftentimes you're using retinols and a lot of actives. So make sure you're using an SPF, and the SPF 50 gives you that extra percentage than over the 30, like we talked about earlier in the episode. Another one that I love from Zeo Skin Health is the Broad Spectrum Sunscreen SPF 50. It's creamier. It has more of a nourishing option for drier, mature skins. We talked about that. As we age, we get drier. So you need something that doesn't mattify.
We've mentioned this before, the Eyes Clinical Eclipse SPF 50 Plus. It's multi-layered protection with antioxidants, the luxury anti-aging choice.
Yeah, and another one that we haven't talked too much about is Estederm. Estederm has a lot of beautiful sunscreens. They kind of came to market, and that was that's how they built their market in Canada is through the sunscreen, and then the skincare followed.
I've never had such a beautiful tan with any other product except for Estederm.
Right, but it's been hard with Estederm because they've had so many name changes and so much change in the brand. But
I think within Canada specifically.
It's Canada because of Health Canada, going back to like the reason why Elta MD is having some challenges right now. It is complicated here. We have one of the more stricter protocols in terms of sunscreen. even way more than the FDA, you know, in the United States. But anyways, Estroderm, the one product that's great for aging skin is the Intro Repair Anti-Wrinkles Face Cream SPF 30. It's anti-aging, actives plus sun protection, the mature skin SPF that doubles as your day cream during the summer. So it's kind of like a cream and an SPF, but I don't necessarily love that. I don't love that. I don't love a moisturizer that has SPF in it. I'm somebody who, like, I would wear this and I would add a powder on top just to make sure, you know?
Yeah. And then so things to leave when you have mature skin is matte finishes. If you have dry, mature skin, they emphasize texture and line. So you always want to go look for something that has a little bit more of a shine, a little bit more hydrating, or a lot more hydrating.
Unless you're an oily skin, but it's less common to have oily.
Yeah, you don't really want product to like sit in your creases. That's what we're kind of trying to avoid, right? Heavy mineral only SPFs without hydration support. Like we said, they can sit chalky and dry on aging skin. So
and
like,
you notice it.
It's also just for comfort. Besides like the whole look of it, for comfort, I'm sure you don't really want to like feel like you're like.
If you've got dry skin as you get older, like in your 40s, late 40s, 50s, 60s, the worst feeling in the world, and I'm telling you from experience, is feeling like your skin's dry. It's the worst. And then if you have a sunscreen that makes you feel drier, and I've had that before, it's brutal. Some of our hacks are layer over. First of all, when you've got drier aging skin, you should always use a hydrating serum and a moisturizer. So always layer on something that's really rich and lipidic before you put your sunscreen. Let the cream sit on your face a little bit, and then like 5 minutes later, apply your sunscreen. Glow finishes look more youthful than matte on mature skin. Don't skip the neck and chest. We talked about it. The hands too. They're the giveaway zones.
Yes.
Okay,
whenever you're applying your sunscreen, just always like apply it again on your hands. Yeah. I do that with all my products too.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Your skin gets, your hands and neck and décolleté, they show age.
Lucky us. Okay. Next is going to be body, sport, and vacation.
We didn't talk about this much yet. Kula is it's a very popular brand.
Yeah. Coral Reef Safe. They really market that.
A lot of organic.
Yeah. And a lot of really cool smells and fun fragrances,
and like the packaging is very nice. Yeah. Like they've got beautiful packaging.
And they're just kind of like fun and innovative. I really like the kind of products that they have. The first one is a classic body SPF 50 guava mango sunscreen spray. Yeah. They also have the same scent in a lotion if you're curious.
Yeah.
Organic, smells like vacation, easy reapplication, our beach favorite, super fun. They also have the classic face mist SPF 50. I love a mist. Like it's super refreshing, right? When you're sitting on the beach, you're like hot and you have to reapply. Just don't rely on this mist
but also
as a reapplication.
Don't apply it in a place where there's a lot of wind because you're going to lose a lot of product.
No, but like when you let's say for example, you're at a beach club
and you go into the bathroom,
have your makeup and like
go to the bathroom and apply it. But if you're sitting in the with the waves and all this stuff and the sand, you don't realize it, but when you leave a beach, oftentimes you touch your face and you're filled with sand, but you didn't feel it hitting your face, and it sticks in the sunscreen. It's really beautiful.
But it smells really nice. And it's very refreshing.
Yeah. And I've noticed that Kula is getting very popular right now as well, especially like their original Lip Lux lip balm.
Yeah, they have different shades, and like how cute is that? Your lips also burn.
They do. Tizo has one for the lips. So does IS Clinical. So does Kula, which we talked about. I think Da Vinci has one SPF 30 for their lips. Also Da Vinci too. Yeah. You should actually wear an SPF for your lips, especially people that are prone to cold sores. Like really protect around there, because you just need like a little bit too much heat in one area on your lip and you'll break out.
Some really fun sports sticks. I like this. Like me, I would apply this specifically like on the bridge of my nose or on the top of my forehead where I really am exposed to, let's say, sun, or if that's where my melasma flare-ups are, I would focus on that. So that's Color Science, the Sun Forgettable Sports Stick, SPF 50.
Very popular.
Yeah, really good for kids, sports.
Yeah.
Stuff like
I do want to mention the Da Vinci. I know we talk about it all the time, but it's the Da Vinci Sunbrella Body Mineral Sunscreen.
Oh, yes.
It's a cream. If you are somebody, like I talked about this many times, when you're younger, you don't notice it because your skin is just plump and, perfect. But as you get older, a lot of people, like I see people that will be applying a lot of sunscreen on their face, but they're like, my body doesn't need it. Your body will start to get spots on it, just like your face does. And once they're there, they're really hard to get rid of because it's like a malformation of the skin. If you're somebody who's very fair skinned and you're worried about that as you get older, I can't recommend Da Vinci's Sunbrella Body Mineral Sunscreen enough. But you just have to be ready for it because it's a thicker consistency, like we've said. And another one that's great for the body is this Tizo Solar Protection SPF 50. It's body and face. So if you want something practical that you can use on both. Yeah.
Some vacation hacks. Now summer is really like it's here. And don't forget these hacks that we're going to give you. So 1 body SPF for daily wear, 1 sport SPF for active days, 1 face mist for reapplication or a brush.
Yeah.
And obviously your everyday face SPF. Reapply every 2 hours after swimming, after sweating, set in a phone alarm. That's something I always have to do. Like I have to remember.
Set your alarm. It's easy to do.
Attention.
All you have to do is say, Siri, set my alarm in 2 hours. I do it all the time. Don't.
Pack double what you think you need. You think you need 1 bottle for 2 weeks. You probably need 2.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this in the wintertime, it's the same applies for the winter. You may not be on the beach, but if you're on the ski hill, if you're outside walking, same applies.
So let's talk about our personal picks. I mean, we
talk about it a lot. Yeah. My favorite is Aliston's Hydrotint, Vivier's Mineral, the Physical Fusion, and the Flex. I love them, but I do need to expand my portfolio. I will make an effort and try more.
I don't think I will.
I think we have to.
I'm on rotation.
I want to try the Tizo.
I'm used Tizo, so I know.
But I use this Tizo 2 and 3, but there's the other ones that we talked about earlier.
Use all of them.
You have? I need to try it.
Maybe when I'm leaving for vacation soon, maybe I'll take the Face and Body, the Ultra Zinc.
Yeah. And I wanted to also try the Sun Forgettable Glow from Color Science that we talked about before, because I want to try that one. Because
I don't love the iridescent look that it gave me.
Well, I'm going to try it. I'm going to sparkle a little bit. I need some of that.
There you go. Also a product that I really love is the Brush On. I love a mist.
Yeah.
When it's hot, you're like...
Do you keep anything in your car?
No, I have it all in my purse.
In your purse, eh? Yeah. Make sure you just keep it in your purse.
Yeah. It's like
it's such a good thing to do.
So yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah.
And then maybe like a lip product I'll add this year to my portfolio.
I think it's important. I should too, because they also get little fine lines and wrinkles, and it's all like,
Oh, another pick.
What?
Just get the Dillahart visor.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I wore it last year when I was on vacation the entire trip in Europe, and like I look so cute. It's just the best. And I also I see ads for it all the time now. Valeria Lipovetsky. Mm-hmm. She's like this like influencer girl in Miami. She wears it all the time now too. Yeah. So all the cool girls are wearing a visor.
Yeah.
It's a new trend. I'm setting a trend right now.
Okay, good. Do it.
Yeah, you heard it from me first.
Again, just as a reiteration, as to closer also, is the best SPF is the one that you'll actually wear every single day. If you're treating acne or pigment, your SPF is half of your protocol, your skincare protocol, especially in the morning. Skipping it undoes the rest of the work. So you don't want to do that. Elta MD will be back in stock, but in the meantime, you have some incredible options that we've recommended in today's episode. Don't wait and don't lose ground this summer. If you're not sure which product is the right one for you, even after listening to this, that's not a problem. Book a consultation with BSE, or you can even come in on our chat box. You can send us an email. You can give us a call. One of our customer service representatives or medical estheticians will be able to happily match you with the right SPF for your skin and your lifestyle, as well as your budget. And remember one thing for sure, finally, is don't follow trends when it comes to skincare, especially SPF. It's really something that you need to do personalized for you and your concerns and skin type. Like it's really, I can't reiterate that enough.
And reapply.
Thanks very much for listening today.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you have any questions, like Beate said, send us a message, DM us, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you for listening to Skin Talks.
If this episode inspired you, taught you something new, or just made you feel seen, please share with someone you love. And if you believe in thoughtful and empowering conversations that help you make better choices for yourself around your beauty and wellness, please rate and review the show. It helps us to grow our community, and we deeply appreciate it. Because this isn't just about skin.
It's about claiming your beauty, feeling strong, informed, and at home in yourself.
See you next week.